person. Some people just see them as, you know, machines.
No, I do too. My cars are like children. You know, you look at, you talk to them.
Yeah, do you think you should be able to just park your car anywhere and not have to
No, but I think people are capable of mistakes, Charlotte. And if you love your vehicle and you care for your vehicle,
if you read
and
the
some
sign
thumb
that says park it here, you get clapped.
Guys,
Charlotte, this will be 2 days in a row you're going to lose the argument.
Now stop.
So we just
stop. Both of you, stop it for 1 minute.
You are getting very argumentative.
Charlotte, what's got into you?
Nothing. I was just trying to put the other
They'll be
side
back
of
in
the
an hour's
argument.
time talking about this again. We're going to take a break there on the website. Log on to that, skynews.com. Getting wed, the scam undercovering bogus marriages. You don't want to be involved in one of them. Appreciate the update. Thank you very much indeed, Tom Parmenter, live there from Bradford. Let's get an update. What else is happening news-wise across that is Charlotte.
Thanks, Eamon. New plans to reform Britain's welfare system will be revealed later. The new Work and Pension Secretary, Ian Duncan-Smith, has said he wants to make unemployment benefits more conditional on a person's willingness to work.
I use it myself. Charlotte, do you use it?
I don't actually know. A lot of my friends do, though, but no, I've never...
Or a lot of people pretending to be us probably use it, probably there. But the point being, what are the relevant things to ask Richard Allen? I'm not asking you that, Charlotte. I'm addressing that to the public watching this morning. What concerns you about Facebook in particular as regards privacy or certain things that you feel they should be doing?
Yeah, I think people have quite strong opinions about how it works and how their information is stored and used and how people can access it. So, yeah, if you're a user, then let us know. OK. Look at the front pages of the newspapers now. This is the Express, first of all. It leads on. Sky News Sunrise on a Thursday morning. All the gang is here. James Whale delivering the newspapers to you in about just over 5 minutes' time, so stay tuned for that. Leading the news, we understand that the man being questioned... Tom, thanks very much indeed. That's the latest. Tom Parmenter there, live in Bradford. James Whale, he'll bring you the papers after Charlotte with a rundown of what else is happening news-wise. Thanks, Eamon. New plans to reform Britain's welfare system will be revealed later. The new Work and Pension Secretary, Ian Duncan-Smith, says he wants to make unemployment benefits more conditional on the person. Get some answers for you. You've been very good getting those in this morning. Got plenty of those. Thank you very much for that. Angie Sykes on Twitter says, in the new Sky Listings magazine, which will go through your front door, she said, I just read an interview in which you, Eamon, say that you would want to be stranded on a desert island with Sky Charlotte and Sky Jackie. That must be a mistake.
No, it's in print.
What? Did I actually say that?
Yeah.
Was I drinking at the time? Did they get me at a weak moment?
Yes.
You said it now and you can't take that back.
No, I can't see
We'll see if we can arrange it for you.
I really do care.
What about me?
You're mentioned too.
You do get a mention.
Yeah, but don't I get a mention of wanting to be on the island as well?
No, we talk about our weekend activities. We would need you to forage for food.
Forage for food, use my bow and arrow. Yeah. That sort of stuff, absolutely.
Sort of stuff.
OK.
That's what we do.
Good morning.
Good morning. James here with the papers. James Whale.
Now, you know, when we did this before, I mentioned this story, and I got such a good reaction from you that I thought this is what I'm going to do on my radio show on LBC at 4 this afternoon. That was a quick plug, wasn't it? This thug who got done for clamping. You don't like wheel clampers, do you? Now, I have to say, I don't either. I think it's not a sort of job that should exist. But this guy's been done, locked up for 2 years and fined. He was making £3,000 a day out of this and just sticking clamps on willy-nilly. Yes. So he's got done.
You see, a lot of it, to go back to Charlotte's point, if you're parked illegally, what point does it serve then fixing you to an illegal position?
Yeah, I know, people have pointed that out. But I guess they have to use, you know, they have to have a greater threat, a deterrent that will try and stop people parking there.
But it's not a threat. Usually you find, I mean, I quite often, when I go for the takeaway, I park in a little forecourt of the weekend at a company that's closed. But they have a sign up saying, don't park or we'll clamp you. They're not even open at the weekend. So
that happened to me. I parked at a weekend in a company that wasn't even open and I got clamped by one of these guys. And he's sitting there in his van and then you come out and you shell them some money and they take the clamp off.
Yeah.
Yes.
I shell them something other than money. But
even the money situation is less of a violation than the clamping, to actually physically not being able to move your vehicle. You know, it's fine if you're hit with a fine. You can
I think it's actually something that has to be stopped because it is brutal. And even if it's legally done, and a lot of it is legally done, it has to be looked at and
if you park your car in an emergency, you've got young kids, you have a sickness or there's something, there's just no account taken into that.
And the traffic jams like pile up afterwards when they're trying to put the car onto the vehicle to tow it away.
I think we get the message. We don't like them.
And what about
if you socialise with them?
Exactly. We don't want to mess with them.
We don't want to mess with them.
No. OK.
We go to the baby P case, and there was a report yesterday about the stress and strain that social workers are under and the lack of time they have to actually spend with their case studies. And this is from The Sun.
This is an interesting story. These are two of the social workers who were banned and they were involved in the baby P case. Now, of course, they're able to go back into social work. Now, we in this country are very short of social workers. But, you know, the point, and if you read the story, you're absolutely right what you said, they don't have enough time. I mean, like a lot of people in these positions, they don't actually have enough time to do what they are supposed to do. And there's another worry that there are a lot of people who come in, get very little training now as well, and end up in the front line because the experienced social workers end up doing the paperwork in the office. And it's something that needs a radical turnover.
Talking about radical, wouldn't we, Jackie, just to put this to you, be maybe better off investing money at school level, teaching people how to be parents? I know we think we should take that for granted, but just a lot of these folk out there, they don't know how to do it. They don't have social skills.
No, absolutely. That is definitely a really good point. You know, you don't beat your children, you don't chain them to a lamppost and try and sell them like in that story in China. No, or you don't leave your baby on the beach with no sun cream on.
I tell you what I think.
Some people don't know this.
I tell you what I think, and I'd like to know what you both think about this. I think you should have to have a licence before you're allowed to have a child.
You should do. I think that'd be a good idea. But the difficulty is the kind of people that, you know, that sort of do this wouldn't be bothered with the licence, wouldn't be bothered with going to the classes.
Then you shouldn't be allowed to have a child.
You shouldn't be allowed. They would just do it anyway. So
in Whale World, this is a rather wonderful place to live that doesn't yet exist. You would, you'd have to apply for a licence before you could think of having a child.
Well, we go now to the real world, which is full of confusing language. It's very good out there in business land, the way people talk, because they talk in a language not from this world.
They don't talk in a language from this world at all. What story are we doing? Oh, that one, right. OK, yeah, I turned over 2 pages. This is fascinating. You know, we're trying to save money. This is Bristol City Council, all right? They have got more money than sense, because what they have now decided to do is they've offered this job, all right? And the job description, OK, is interesting. It is, the job is to develop relationships with stakeholders, developing a common sense of purpose based around a shared understanding of Bristol's sense of place in order to improve Bristol's economic competitiveness. And it'll cost about £144,000 a year to do this job. You would think that was something they could well save money on.
They want to put Bristol on the map.
Well, it doesn't say that at all. It doesn't actually make sense of what they're going to do. Right.
This terrible story of the Chandlers, the interview I saw yesterday, this awful, awful limbo situation for these people. And I look at this and I still am at a mystery to understand why we cannot track these people with special forces and send in somebody to rescue them.
So I'd like to an open question to the government. Why are these people, 2 British citizens, 2 elderly British citizens, still kept in this situation? Why don't we're making ourselves look stupid? Why don't we do something about this? Why do we allow this third world nation to tweak us like this? Why don't we either go in, get them out, sort these flipping pirates out once and for all? It's embarrassing.
Final story about a Romanian tennis player, and this is amazing. Her name is Simona Halep, and she's just 18 years of age. But if we see the pictures, and I hope we will see the pictures on this, this girl, there's a before and after here, and she's had a chest reduction, a breast reduction operation.
Well, Simona has a huge fan club, and Jackie, I thought, would be better at talking about this because she knows more about tennis than I do. She's not particularly good tennis player at the moment.
She's just come from the juniors where she